Hi, this is Joanne Dennison, CMP, Certified Meeting Professional, coming to you today with education, information, and tips for the meetings and event field. And if you're on the path to the CMP exam, it'll help there too. This is video number 5 in a series of videos on the infamous break-even formulas. And I just wanted to wrap up with a couple of tips and a couple of thoughts so that you don't make some kind of easy mistakes to make. So let's talk first about registration answers. So if you have worked through the formula to determine what your registration price would be, you might possibly come up with a number like 105.01. Now, because we're usually taught to round down in this situation to a whole number because it's under 0.5, that might be your inclination, especially since it's 1 cent we're talking about. But you need to remember that these are break-even formulas. If you round down, you will never break even. So if that thought is more abstract than right now you can get your head around it, think about if thousands of people did not pay that 1 cent and the impact on your budget. So no matter what it is, you always round up. So the very minimum registration in actually either of these cases would be 106. That's the very minimum. Now in this case, that would have been where you probably tended to round it to also. But that may not be an option, for example, on the exam, because we very seldom market registration fees like $106. So if you need to think about real life entering in, the options on the exam may say something like 110, 125. They may actually give 105 as an option just to see if you actually do know what you're doing. No, it's not a trick. It's to make sure that you remember and that you honestly know that these are break-even formulas, and with $105.01, if you round down, you will no longer break even. So your answers, your options for your answers may be something like 110, 120, 150. It'll say something like, what is the closest whole number out of the suggested registration prices below that will work to break even? And in that case, you would pick something like 110. So going on to your attendee answers in the formula where you are trying to find out how many attendees you need to break even. Once again, if you were to have 222.23 attendees, first of all, you can never round down. Even if it was, again, 222.01, you can never, ever round down in the break even because you will no longer break even, which is the point of the formulas. Now, the other thing you need to remember with the attendee answers is that we don't deal with partial people at our meetings and conferences. Everyone's a whole person, and therefore you're not using any kind of fraction. So no matter what it is, even if it's 222.01, you are going to go up to 223. Always remember, that's people, apply real life, whole people, no numbers. So therefore, none of the options they would give you on the exam would have fractions in them because we can't have partial people. So keep that in mind when you're figuring out your numbers and you're getting ready to present them to someone at your workplace, or when you're choosing your correct answer on the exam. So I hope this series of 5 videos helped you understand and learn the story and learn the concept behind these and how you can use them in the future. Don't just memorize them and forget them for the exam. Learn the story, learn the concept, use them. They're actually very handy in your everyday work life. This is Joanne Dennison, CMP. Hope that helps.